Recently, I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube talking about how F&M in Magic is going downhill. Attendance at shops are going down. Wizards is worried about this. What is going wrong? Why is Magic taking this dive down into crappiness, so to speak? And without knowing what's going on at individual stores, without knowing what's happening in different areas, it's hard to figure out. But what I'm going to talk about today is the rising fall of a local F&M, of a local community, and hopefully through this, it can give people inspiration on how to fix things in theirs if it is indeed going wrong. And there's two points that can make Friday Night Magic or any tournament for any game in a local card community or figure community or any type of gaming community go up and down. The first and the most important is going to be the store itself and the price point of entry. And the second is going to be the community itself. So the first one, why is the store important? Well, other than the fact, that's where you're going to have to play, usually. For games like Magic, you need a store if you want to run a tournament. The store is where a central point is the central point where everyone can meet. It's pretty simple, pretty obvious. Right? That's where the product is. That's where the people show up. No one's looking in the phone book for, Tom, Dick, or Harry's, living room to figure out where the product is to buy. So that's the first point of entry. So when people show up to buy their products, they show up to play the game, to meet new people, make new friends. Tournaments are always going to be in the background, Friday Night Magic. And this is where the price point comes into play. When I was in high school in 1999 to 2003, Magic was, I wouldn't say it was in obscurity, but it was down from the high of 96 when everyone was playing it when I was in the late elementary school. And so I was with a group of friends. We'd have to go to a different city to play the game. We'd have to travel 20, 30 minutes on the highway to get to another city to play. And the price point was $2, right? It was a toonie for all my Canadian listeners. So $2 to play, and which to me was a good price. I think $2 is the best price you can pay for any type of casual F&M style tournament. And the reason why $2 is a good price is it because it allows the casuals to expand. It allows the casuals to come to the store and not have to make the hard choice between, do I play in this tournament and lose and get nothing, or do I spend my allowance money on a pack of cards? That's really the choice. You're going to have a lot of casuals, a lot of teenagers, a lot of elementary school kids, a lot of non-working players who basically only have allowance from mom and dad to play the game. Some people might have a big allowance, some people might have a small allowance. So a $2 entry point is perfect. It gets butts in the seats. And it gets butts in the seats because it takes away that thought process of what do I spend my money on. If I lose, I've only lost $2. I lost a candy bar. I lost a bottle of pop. It's not a big deal. But if I spend $5 and I lose, well, what do I get? I get nothing. I've gotten nothing from this. I could have bought a pack of cards. I can lose for free. That's the casuals mentality. I can always lose for free. I don't need to drive here and pay money to lose to some guy who's spending way more money than me, who takes it a lot more serious than me, who's wanted to be like a semi-pro or pro in the future. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but that's not the casual mindset. And casuals are going to be a big, strong base for any store, for any tournament, right? They make up the mass, the blob that shows up. And so when I was playing in high school, when I was going to the local shop, we went from about 20 people a week to over 50 people a week for Friday Night Magic, right? That $2 price point was attractive to people. And so it got butts in the seats. And then later on, the store decided that, having 50 people was just too much, right? That's what I was told. And they raised it to $5. $5 tanked it, right? Not even half showed up. We're talking about 20%, right? 10 people were showing up. 10 people, maybe 12 people were showing up a week for Friday Night Magic when they raised the price. Again, the casual does not want to pay to lose. And so that's something that's store specific, right? Again, like I said before, different stores have different rules, they have different price points. It's hard to know what's happening across the country, across many countries. But having a low price point to get people hooked, right? That's the point of F&M, these casual tournaments. It isn't to find the next Pro Tour player. That's what PTQs are for. This is to get people hooked, to get people excited to have fun and not feel like they just wasted their money. Because if you get like a teenager in there and his parents both work minimum wage jobs, it's a lot easier for him to ask mom and dad for $2 than it is for a 5 spot, right? Because a 5 spot is, depending on where you live in, that could be like an hour's worth of work, right? Like, I don't know minimum wages around the U.S., but it's a lot of money. So there's that point, right? The price point is important, right? The store realizing that, realizing what the community wants is important. And so the community is the second point. The community itself helps run Friday Night Magic. It helps run tournaments. And specifically individuals in the gaming community help push this forward, right? Every community needs a leader or leaders to help run things, officially or unofficially. Right? The store is the focal point. The store is the big red sign, but sometimes stores are busy, right? If you're a store at a busy place, they might not be able to handle everything at once. And so sometimes stores in smaller places, like places that I used to game at, places I would eventually work at, they would need volunteers in the community to help run things for the store. Let them focus on the front, let them focus on the sales to people coming in, and have someone who wants to take the bull by the horns, wants to take that tournament organizer position and help run things. And people might say, that's a lot of work. Why should I be a tournament organizer? I just want to flop the magical cards. I just want to play my hero clicks. I want to play my vampire. I want to play whatever game I want. Why should I use my time to do this? Well, other than the fact that if you don't do it, chances are someone else won't, right? It's that herd mentality, that sheep mentality, right? People are going to think, oh, someone else is going to do it, so why should I? And so if everyone has that ideology, then a community can't grow. A community can't prosper. Someone's got to lead it, right? For good or bad, it's got to be led into a direction. And without someone at the helm of the ship's just going to go anywheres. It's going to get nowhere. But also there are benefits if you take the reins yourself, right? Big real life benefits for yourself, for your future, right? I got into teaching. I got into education from my career. And when I was in college, first year of college, I was a tournament organizer for Magic. Second year of college, I did at a different shop. When I was at a different university, eventually got a job at the store for like a summertime job between terms at college. I was able to use that to put on my resume, to get the contacts, the reference letters, the experience, the managerial skills needed for my field, and to help get me into the education program. So there are real world benefits from you taking leadership positions. Yes, it does take away from some of the fun of just being able to sit there and play, but if no one's showing up, if no one's coming, if the crowds are dwindling, then what fun are you going to have? You can just play with your buddy or buddies at your own home. You don't need to go to the shop. And the shops themselves are the lifeblood, right? They're the lifeline. If you don't have the shop, then you're going to have to go farther away. You're going to meet less people. Less people are going to be interested in the game. And so the community is important. Someone in the community needs to take charge. And so if you're listening to this and you have a local gaming store and the shop's okay, there's no problems with the shops, the price point is good, the shop's clean, it's efficient, the people running it are nice, the shop is not the problem, then you got to look at the community. And if the community is not, there's no one taking hold, there's no leader, then be the leader yourself, right? Be the leader yourself. Get that experience. Because what's going to happen if you don't? Is someone going to laugh at you? Is someone not going to want you to do it? Well, who cares, right? No one's taking charge, so you take charge. And if no one likes it, well, that's their problem, right? Ask them, what would you rather have happen? No one comes at all, or I'm trying to help get more people here. So that's what you got to think about, ladies and gentlemen. Those two focal points, those two, the shop, the price point, and the community. Those are the keys for building up your Magic community in your local gaming store, right? And not just Magic, any kind of card game, right? Any kind of collectible game, miniature game, board game, doesn't matter. Whatever your interest is, whatever your hobby is, right? Talk to the store. Get involved with that. I'm pretty sure 99 times out of 100, 99.9 times out of 100, you go to a shop, it's 7 days a week, they don't have people showing up 7 days a week for events, right? Magic's Fridays, it's F&M. Who knows what the other days are? You can set up, let's say you play Vampire, let's say you play HeroClix, or Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever the game is. Figure out a night and say, hey, I wanna start running Pokemon events, or I want to start running a Pokemon night. I want to start teaching players to play the game. Try to get more people involved, right? Help yourself by helping others. Yes, you're helping the store. Yes, the store is making money off of your efforts. But again, you can use that. It's volunteer experience. It's a managerial experience. You can put it on your resume for later in life, for when you apply to a college, when you apply to a master's program, an education program, apply to a job. You can say, hey, for a summer I've been running events. I've got managerial skills, people skills, conflict skills, right? Conflict negotiations, because obviously, you know, in the heat of a tournament, an argument eventually is going to break out over a rule. So you learn and improve those people skills that are invaluable for almost any career out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, fans and viewers, what do you think? Write in the comments below, how is your gaming store? You tell me. I want to know from you guys, do you have a great gaming store? What's your price point for local F&M or other tournaments around? Do you have community leaders to help the game grow and prosper in your area? Or do you have a really bad gaming shop? Do you have a shop where no one seems to care, the owners don't care, it's dirty or something, or is your shop great? Let me know in the comments below. Like, dislike, subscribe. Have a good one, everyone, and keep flipping those magical cards.